Let's check out some of the videos the Department of War just released. Together, a handful of official clips with our honest reaction to each one, real footage, real limits, and we'll point you to the files. Let's get into it. This is the one that made the headlines. 4 objects, in a line, moving over open water, and look closely, each one is dragging a wake behind it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That detail is everything. A wake means something is touching or skimming the surface, or it is the way infrared smears a hot object across the frame. I honestly can't tell you which from 10 seconds of thermal. What I can tell you, they are evenly spaced. They move together, and AARO logged this without solving it. That is why it won't die online. Real footage, officially released, and unidentified, which is not the same as inexplicable. The full file and AARO's own wording are in the archive. UncoveredUFO.com. 4 craft, information, or 4 of something ordinary. Watch the object in the center. Right now it is bright white, hotter than the water. Then it flips. Dark, colder than the background, or the sensor inverting. That thermal crossover is useful information, not spookiness. It tells you about the surface and the optics. But here is what I love about this clip. Later in the same feed, the sensor pans across a wind turbine, a known identifiable structure, which means the same camera that can't resolve this object and clearly show us ordinary things. That contrast is the whole game. So what is it? A buoy, a vessel, marine life, or a genuine unknown? I am not closing it from a thermal blob. Full file and location. UncoveredUFO.com. White or black? What changed? Okay, now we are talking. This is not a dot in the dark. This is a military targeting sensor, infrared, and it opens looking at a ship. A real identifiable vessel. That matters. It gives a scale, and it proves the sensor is working and focused. Then, watch what it does. It slews off the ship, and it starts hunting. Crosshair, range readout, the whole HUD. An operator decided something out here was worth locking up. And here is the honest part. In infrared, a black shape is not necessarily dark. It can be colder than the water behind it, or hot enough to saturate the sensor. I cannot call the identity from the thermal alone, but this is a different tier than the orb clips. There is a sensor, a HUD, a track, and a ship for reference. The mission report paired with this is in the archive. Receipts at UncoveredUFO.com. What is it locked onto? A drone, a balloon, or something you cannot file. Now, this is the one. Look at this. Desert ridge, saguaro, stars coming out, and that an amber orb hanging over the mountains. This is the frame that is going to get clipped 1,000 times. So let's actually slow down. It is glowing warm orange. It is low over the horizon, and it is steady, barely drifting. And that is exactly why I want to be careful, because a warm, steady light, low on the horizon, at dusk, is also the textbook description of a planet, or a slow aircraft coming head-on. I am not saying that is what it is. I am saying an honest channel says it out loud. But the horizon, the cactus, the stars, we finally have scale to work with. Full file, location, the docs, UncoveredUFO.com, orb, or Venus doing its thing. Here is a change of pace, daytime, in color, over open mountain terrain. No thermal guesswork, you can actually see the ground. The pod is tracking something small, while the ridges slide past underneath. That terrain is gold, because it gives scale and motion you never get over featureless ocean. The catch, in full daylight over a busy landscape, a small fast contact can be a drone, a bird, a distant aircraft, even windblown debris. And at this range it stays a speck. So I will not oversell a speck. But a daytime, full-color track over land, officially released, is rarer and more useful than the dark clips everyone shares. The report and location are in the archive. UncoveredUFO.com. What is crossing those mountains? Okay, this one is different. Finally, we've got sky, we've got clouds, we've got dark ground underneath, reference points, and there, bright white, up against the cloud line. Watch it. It is not locked to the terrain. It is moving relative to those clouds. That matters. On the black clips, a dot is just a dot. Here you can actually ask, is it drifting like a balloon, gliding like an aircraft, or holding like nothing should? I'll be honest. It reads like steady, controlled motion to me. But dusk plays tricks, and I don't have the altitude. Still, of everything in this release, this is the one with enough context to actually argue about. Full breakdown, location, source docs, UncoveredUFO.com. What is it doing? Drifting, or flying?